Hello everyone, welcome back to another daily AP Physics 1 dynamics problem. Today we'll be doing question 11 in the MIT AP Physics 1 workbook that will be in the description down below for you guys to use. With that being said, let's go ahead and read the question. It says that this is a multiple correct question, so three forces act on an object. If the object is moving to the right in translational equilibrium, which of the following must be true? So before looking at our answer choices, we know that this is about translation equilibrium. And in translation equilibrium, there is something that must be true. Equilibrium is when that the sum of forces is going to be equal to zero because it's equilibrium, meaning all the forces acting on it are equal. And for that to be true, since we know that based off Newton's second law, sum of forces is equal to mass times acceleration, if the sum of forces equals zero, that means this side has to also equal zero. But you can't have a zero mass, so for this to equal to zero, the acceleration is going to be equal to zero because anything times zero is going to equal zero. So that means our acceleration is going to be equal to zero in translational equilibrium. So knowing these two important facts that in translational equilibrium, since all forces are acting on it equally, they cancel out, it's going to be that the acceleration is zero and that all the forces equal to zero also. So with that knowledge, let's go ahead and read the question. It says that choice A says the vector sum of three forces must equal zero, which is true because as we said right here, one of the true statements is that the sum of forces equals zero. So we can go ahead and select A as our answer. Choice B says all three forces must be parallel. That is not true. That is not a requirement. The only requirement of the forces is that they all sum to zero, meaning they all cancel out. So we can go ahead and cross out choice B. Choice C, this says the magnitude of the three forces must be equal. That is not true either, because you could have a force acting downwards of 13 newtons, and you could have a force acting upwards, two forces, maybe one acting 10 newtons and then the other 3 newtons. The fact that the all of them must be equal is not true, because if that was true, then there's a case where it might not be equilibrium. This could be 20, this could be 20, and this could also be 20. That means we would be having 40 in total acting up, and the 20 would be canceled out, meaning that there would be a force of 20, which is not equal to 0, meaning that this would not be in equilibrium. So choice C is not correct. They don't need to be the same magnitude. And then D says the object must be moving at a constant speed. And that is true. Reason why, we said that the acceleration has to equal 0. And if the acceleration is equal to 0, that means by definition, which is acceleration is the change in velocity over time. If the acceleration is 0, there's going to be no change in velocity. And if there's no change in velocity, it's going to continue that same speed. So that means choice D is the correct answer. And here it tells us to select two answers. So that means we have found our two. If you found the video confusing or anything you didn't understand, please comment down below and I would love to respond to you guys' comments. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please do excuse my voice. I am a bit under the weather for today. But as I said in the last video, I will continue to making these videos for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Continue prepping and remember to enjoy life.